in things that traders really needed. There are Protect Our Places have put in a submission into the London plan, which are attached to the letter I send you, and I just implore you to read that because it really speaks of the, the cultural erasure that's happening across our city.
Okay, then we're now moving on to a question on behalf of Assembly Member Garbett, Saving London's Markets.
Can I thank the member for her question? London's street and covered markets are vital assets to our city, and I'm proud of the diverse mix of more than 300 public, private and community-managed markets. London's markets play a vital role as places of employment, trade and leisure, bringing variety, history and character to our streets and town centres. They provide low-cost, low-risk spaces for people to start a business, test new ideas and build their futures, and form a key part of Londoners' everyday lives, offering goods that serve the community. Between 2017 and 2025, I worked closely with the London Market Board, which I set up, to provide a strategic oversight, unlock value and tackle the key challenges faced by the market sector. And I'm proud that my £74 million flagship Good Growth Fund allocated £20 million of its funding directly to market-focused projects. I'm also proud that we work with TfL to support Seven Sisters Market, which is recently reopened, to serve the local community once again, and it was great to see Assembly Member McCartney at the official reopening. Earlier this year, we published the London Growth Plan, which will help deliver and secure long-term stable economic growth that benefits all communities. High streets and other economic hubs, including markets, will play a central role in achieving this. To ensure that support for London's markets reflects their vital economic and social function, we undertook a review to explore how the GLA could best support the sector going forward, and this led to the decision to retire the London Markets Board. In its place, a new sector-led London Markets Partnership, it will now put the leadership of the markets agenda directly into the hands of the sector. This gives London Markets a stronger platform to shape the citywide approach and to align with London's economic strategy. In addition, the chair of London Markets Partnership is a member of my London Business Forum. This will offer the market sector an opportunity to engage with the other business leaders on issues impacting London's wider economy. And my Civic Partnership and High Street Place Labs programmes are also strengthening markets as anchors of vibrant high streets, from Hoxton Street Market in Hackney to Surrey Street in Croydon and Catford Market in Lewisham.
Thank you. I'm glad we both agree on how important our street markets are, just because of providing low-cost fruit and veg, flexible employment, things like culturally specific foods and fabrics. But I wanted to ring the alarm bell, really, about the situation that some of these markets are facing. And particularly, just since I've submitted this question, 4 more traders have been evicted in Elephant and Castle. People that have been promised sites on the regenerated site, but they've now been evicted. And I'm going to send you a letter today, and I just would like you to look at that and take urgent action. I don't know if you're aware of that situation.
I'm aware of the regeneration of Elephant and Castle and the impact on the market and the transitional arrangements. I wasn't aware of the individual cases, but I'm more than happy to look into those.
Great. So, I'll send you a letter on that today. And like you've described, these markets are all across our city, but these save groups have popped up because they're really worried about them. Like you mentioned, the Seven Sisters Market, which obviously had decades of a group that were fighting to save that market. And I think the only reason it exists because the traders hung on in there, and the group fought for it to be a community asset. And we've got, save groups all over the city. Save Ridley Road, there's Friends of Queen's Market, there's Save Brick Lane, there's Friends of Shepherd's Bush. And these exist because they're really concerned about the future of these spaces. The developers circling around because of the value of the land, increase in pitch fees, the evictions that I've just spoken about. But I'm really worried about the erasure of culture that's happening through these changes to these markets, with people being just pushed out, being a lot of migrant communities and, like you said, our rich multicultural. So I just wondered if you're hearing from those traders in those markets about those situations.
Well, firstly, we've got to accept that there are some people, not the member and I, who don't see the benefits of markets. And I might hopefully set out why I think they're important. I think what we see is, yes, record investment from City Hall, but the challenge is the landowners can see more money's coming in from other users of the space. So one of the things we're looking into in relation to the next iteration of the London Plan is how we can use planning to prevent change of use in terms of some of this space use for markets. Our London Plan already is pretty robust and pretty strong, but she's right. We're seeing, we're seeing people seeing the potential of land they own being used for with more profit if it's not a market. And we've got to consider the impact on the heritage of our city, aside from the individual families and businesses affected.
So have you heard directly from traders from those markets and the people that I've described about their concerns? Have you heard those directly?
Yeah, indeed. The Deputy Mayor and I were not long ago visiting a market near Stratford where this issue was raised, and Howard Orban does a great job in terms of being at the coalface, speaking to market traders all the time. I was recently in Tooting Market, which is transformed in recent times as well. I know the challenges, and John McCartney, my Statutory Deputy Mayor, was at Seven Sisters this weekend. By the way, she gave lots of credit to the brilliant market holders, but there's great local representation.
Because I am slightly concerned about this disconnect, because you said that there's strong powers within the London Plan currently, but obviously we're seeing this loss across the city, and also the Good Growth Fund, which I know I've spoken to you about before, about how that hasn't been invested in things that traders really needed. There are Protect Our Places have put in a submission into the London Plan, which are attached to the letter I send you, and I just implore you to read that, because it really speaks of the the cultural erasure that's happening across our city.
I'm more than happy to share, and I'm grateful for raising these points. They're raised regularly by the Deputy Mayor, John McCartney, and I'll take on board the ideas she's got as well, I promise.